From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
Hello and welcome to NT Daily News. I'm Savannah Mann. A proposed law could keep Texas cities and counties from using taxpayer dollars to pay lobbyists. The Texas legislature is in session and bringing a bill to the floor that would greatly affect not only Denton, but the whole state of Texas on what Denton city leaders say could be censorship.
The best way to summarize it is that it would prohibit any political subdivision, so that is cities, counties, school districts, from using any taxpayer dollars, so basically any revenue that the city gets from hiring folks to go down, hiring people, vendors to go down and advocate on legislation at the state level.
The state legislature typically sees over 1,000 bills in a session. These bills are often long and confusing for local officials who have little time to travel back and forth to the Capitol to advocate for their districts, which is why city leaders do not want this bill to pass as is.
As it's drafted, it would completely eliminate the city's ability to contract this service out. So we would have to bring those operations, someone to review, understand, go down to Austin, testify, interact with the legislature. We would have to hire that in-house at what we believe would be an additional cost.
For now, House Bill 749 has been left pending on the floor. The Hickory Street project has been well underway since 2018. The $3 million project is being funded by the Streets and Drainage General Operating Fund. The city's project manager says the 5-phase project brings several benefits for Denton City residents.
The project was started in 2018 and design was completed in end of 2019. The project includes paving improvements, so replacement of the aging pavement infrastructure on the street, replacement of the sidewalks on both sides of the street, establishment of a bike lane on the south side of the street, and then installation of new pedestrian lighting on the north side.
The Hickory Street project has 3 crews working on it. Phase 2, which goes from Welch to Carroll Street, is expected to be completed by this week. The city expects the project to be on Phase 3 by the start of April, which includes the north side of the street between Bernard and Carroll. The Hickory Street project is expected to be done on time and on budget by the end of September. As of March 26, Denton County had given nearly 190,000 first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. More than 105,000 of those people are fully vaccinated. Governor Abbott announced the COVID-19 vaccination would be available to people ages 16 and up starting Monday, March 29th. 48 hours after Governor Abbott released that information, Denton County had more than 25,000 new registrations for the COVID-19 vaccine. Governor Abbott continues to monitor their COVID rates, reminding his Twitter followers early Tuesday morning that the past week COVID hospitalization rates dropped to a 3-month low. This week alone, Texas has a total of 2 million COVID vaccines to distribute. Texas is a state known for Southern hospitality, and this past week, both East and North Texas have been extending the helping hand to the Biden administration on what they are refusing to call an immigration crisis. While customs and border protection facilities overflow, like in the Texas town of Donna, the Biden administration is scrambling to open holding shelters for migrants.
These photos show what we've long been saying, which is that these Border Patrol facilities are not places made for children. They are not places that we want children to be staying.
Late Sunday evening of March 14th, young migrants were arriving in East Texas at an abandoned oilfield worker housing unit in Midland, Texas. Local officials released in a press conference the next day they were blindsided by the decision to house these 700 young boys ranging from ages 13 to 17. Both Midland City Mayor Patrick Payton and Midland County Judge Terry Johnson are frustrated with the situation due to lack of communication by the federal government.
We didn't find out about anything. We were not called. We were not consulted. You heard that for the 3rd time now. No one sent us an email. Emails were sent after the fact for us to even know that something might be happening.
Dallas County is also hosting guests. Shuttles arrived a little over 2 weeks ago carrying migrant minors to the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center. While the Biden administration acknowledges the facilities at the borders are not meant for young or large amounts of people, they have done away with major immigration policies put into effect by former President Trump without bringing forward a solid plan for the immigration policy, causing unnecessary surges of non-U.S. citizens to the border.
It was the Biden administration that dismantled 3 highly effective policies. First, the public health exclusionary order. They lifted that order as it relates to minors. Well, guess what we have now at the border? Lots more minors. That's not a surprise. Second, the Remain in Mexico policy. The Trump administration worked with the government of Mexico to allow migrants who showed up on our border to make an asylum claim, but remain in Mexico while we adjudicated that, rather than just releasing them into the country. And third, the so-called Safe Third Country Agreement with countries like Guatemala that says if you pass through a country that's not your own seeking asylum, you have to make that asylum claim in the first country you pass through. That's the international norm. That's what we should do. Joe Biden could reimpose all 3 of those things this week if he wanted to.
Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins has released a statement asking North Texas residents to show compassion to their guests, saying the focus should remain on COVID-19 rather than politicizing the struggles of these minors. The Dallas Convention Center is expected to host up to 3,000 migrant children in the coming weeks. President Biden has placed responsibility of the children and their well-being on the Health and Human Services Department and FEMA. Turning down a $3 million record deal, local North Texas band the K3 Sisters have used the benefits of modern technology and social media to propel them into the homes of millions. The K3 Sisters, made up of Kaylin, Kelsey, and Kristen, were raised in Mesquite, Texas. Over the past year, due to COVID, the band was forced to go virtual, creating a massive online community. The sister band has been viewed on the social media platform known as TikTok over 250 million times while displaying their interest for music and Harry Potter. You heard that right. Kaylin, Kelsey, and Kristen use their platform to not only bring music to their followers, but joyful entertainment to fellow Potterheads. The K3 Sisters, all instrumentally inclined, work to bring what they call love over hate to their listeners. Inspired by 70s rock, acts like Bob Dylan, Taylor Swift, the Jonas Brothers, Ed Sheeran, Neil Young, and their Scottish and Irish ancestors, K3 Sisters create music to compel powerful emotions. The girls say they intentionally pack their lyrics with joy, sorrow, new love, lost love, coming of age, and self-reflection, leaving interpretation up to the listener. The K3 Sisters have recently released a new album called Silver Linings, available to stream on their website, k3sistersband.com. Thanks for joining me today. For NT Daily News, I'm Savannah Mann.